well. Good day, and welcome to yet another edition of the Straight Up Show with myself, Grant. It's good to have your company today. Now, my guest on the program, first of all, let me say this. So, most of my programs thus far have usually been about gospel artists and things of that nature. But what you should know is that the Straight Up TV channel um, has a a charity that we support. That charity is the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust. When you go to our website, you will see that our charity is that said company, that same charity. Um, and our aim is to support that charity in any way, shape, or form that we can. They do some very important work, and we are definitely in support of the work that they are doing. So please do um, check out their website and get as much information as you can. That being said, the interview today is different to the ones that I usually do, but nevertheless, this is an important interview. So, the interview today is with a beautiful young lady whose name is Brenda McKenzie. She's 58 years old, she's a mother of three, and she has a very, very important story that she needs to portray with us this day. Good day to you, Brenda.
Hello, morning.
How are you? You all right?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm okay.
Good. It's so good to see you. So the purpose of this interview is to highlight your story. Now, some years ago, you contracted a disease. I think that's the right way of saying it. Sometimes I have to kind of hold myself in check because I want to be as sensitive as I can. But yeah, you've got cancer, um, and sorry, you put me
Yeah,
right if you need to.
basically, I was diagnosed with a blood cancer, a very, very rare form of blood cancer. I think it's like one in a million people that get this type of cancer. And at the time of diagnosis, I was really, really distraught. My whole world had turned upside down because of it, because I didn't know what to expect and where my life was heading. And it's,
At the time when you actually had the diagnosis, was it just like a regular checkup? How did the diagnosis come about? How did you find out?
yeah, well, for years I was being treated for having eczema,
Okay.
yeah, at a particular hospital for like 20 years. And then at that hospital, they started to give me different treatments in terms of creams and tablets to take. And one particular treatment they gave me, it was an injection supposedly to treat me for eczema. I think I was on that treatment for about 2 months, and then I started developing really big lumps all over my face, my body, and they quickly took me off of the of that treatment, and then they did quite a few biopsies, and it turned out that I had cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. And I think it took four pathologists to come to that conclusion that was what I had, because it's a very, very difficult disease to actually diagnose. And from that diagnosis, I had to go to a different hospital because they weren't able to treat me at that hospital. They didn't have any expertise at that hospital to treat me. So then they sent me to uh, the Royal Free. I spent 2 weeks at the Royal Free. They did biopsies there as well, and they said that they weren't able to treat me there because it's really a very difficult disease to treat. And they again said that they didn't have the expertise to treat me there. So then I was sent to Guy's Cancer Centre, and I've been there ever since, from 2019. That's where I've been treated.
When did this all start? When did this all start? Because I mean, you're a mother of three. Here's the important thing: you are a mother of three. So that in itself makes the whole situation a lot more difficult. But when did it actually start? What year was this?
No, the diagnosis was 2019, but prior to that, I've been going to the hospital, like I said, for like 20 years for being treated for eczema. So I don't know if I had some kind of element of it before it actually surfaced. So
Yeah.
it's really difficult to say. So I've always had a lot of problems with my skin, but the
Mm.
diagnosis in 2019 was quite horrific because I just came out in really big lumps and tumors all over my body and on my face. And that's when they said, this is serious. So that's why I had to be sent to a different hospital. So
Did
yeah.
they say? Did they say the doctors that is? Did they say that this was a result, like the effects of what was going on with your changes, your skin and stuff like that? Was it
No,
a
no, they
direct?
didn't.
They
No.
didn't. They didn't admit to. Maybe it's because we gave you this injection or this tablet or
No,
whatever.
no, no, they didn't say anything like that. I don't think they really knew much, to be quite honest, because, like I said, that hospital weren't the expertise in it. So obviously, they weren't able to give me that information to say whether it was treatment that I've had before at that hospital. So no.
At the time when you was diagnosed, I know you said you was quite traumatized. How did you actually feel at the time?
I felt my whole world had just collapsed. I felt really distraught. I felt alone. I felt very alone. I felt very emotional. I didn't know how I was going to deal with it because I was already dealing with other things that or events that was going on in my life at the time. So it was really, really difficult, and everything just impacted on me, to be quite honest, because I had like lost, my children's father a few years before, and then I lost my son. So it was really, really difficult time, having to deal with the other things that were going on as well. So it hasn't been easy at all.
During
I've
the
just thought,
introduction, we said that you're a mother of three. But you've just said that you lost a son.
yes,
Um,
actually, yeah, yeah, I did lose a son, my elder son, yeah.
so your son that you lost, my condolences, by the way. The son that you lost was part of the three children that you had.
No, he would have been number four.
It
So
was four. Okay,
four, yeah, four.
yeah. And was that due to illness?
Nope, he just took sick on the day and he passed away. I think the police came looking for me because I had actually left my previous address and they had trouble locating me. And then when they did eventually find me, they said, my son was in hospital and, it wasn't looking good. I didn't know what to expect. And when I went to see my son at the hospital, he had tubes coming out all over his body. It wasn't looking good. And he just didn't make it. He didn't make it. So it was a total shock, a total
My
shock.
goodness, my
And I'm
goodness.
still trying to deal with that now, 6 years later, because he was my firstborn. I had him on my 20th birthday, so it's been really difficult.
It must have been. It must have
Yeah.
been. And then you. So who passed first? Was it your son or was it your husband?
No, it was my children's father. My
Your
children's father.
children's father. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that must have been a real terrible blow as well for you.
Yeah, we weren't together, but yeah, he was still, my children's father, and it
Okay.
was, yeah, we were still friends. So yeah,
Okay.
that was difficult. That was kind of like being expected, but then again, I felt very worried for my children because I didn't know how they were going to deal with it, and I think they're still trying to deal with it. You know,
Yeah.
8 years later, they're still trying to deal
Yeah.
with it.
And for yourself, Brenda, counselling, that sort of thing, is that in place?
Um, I never had. I had some counselling after my son died. I did have some counselling, but counselling can only do so much. To be quite honest, it was good to speak to somebody, but it wasn't enough for me. I just had to just keep my faith, and to be quite honest, that's what's kept me going for all these years. Is just
Yeah.
believing.
Believing in God.
Of course,
Amen.
definitely.
Amen. Amen. It's important. So, with regards to the charity that we support, what was the connection there? How did the link come between yourself and the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust?
Well, believe it or not, I never knew about the ACLT until it was last year, beginning of last year. I was watching a channel, I think it was Channel 8, and I
Yes.
saw an advert about the ACLT, and I thought, why haven't I heard of them before? I knew of Daniel DeGale, but I didn't know of the charity, and that's how I contacted them. That's
Oh,
how
so
I knew about
you reached out to them. You
I
reached out
reached
to
out
the
to them. Yeah,
charity.
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
did.
And tell us about the relationship that's been developed over that time. Have you developed a strong
They've
relationship?
been really, really, really supportive. They've supported me every step of the way. They know my story, and they've just been there to support me in everything, that I'm trying to do. And if it wasn't for the ACLT, I probably wouldn't get the publicity that I'm looking for now. So it's a big thank you to the ACLT. They're
Most
doing a really
definitely.
great job. I'm really
They are.
grateful to them.
Yeah. They do some fantastic work. So well done to Beverly and the team. So what are the doctors saying now? What is the latest prognosis?
Well, the latest, everything is stable. Everything is stable, so that's good. Everything's clear as far as what my consultants have said. Everything is clear, so that's looking good. But obviously, this is this is a really complicated disease, and I'm just keeping it open, being hopeful that that it will stay stable. Yeah, but
Yes,
obviously at some stage I may still need that stem cell match, because having treatments all the time is not a cure. But at the moment I'm very stable. Everything seems to be going well.
we thank God. We thank God. So,
Yeah.
so it's really about donors coming forward
Yes.
to donate stem cells, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as I understand, the procedure itself is quite a simple one
It
in
is.
terms of. Yeah. Do you know the procedure?
All I know from what I've read and what I've been told is just a simple blood test, which they would, no normal simple
Yeah,
blood test.
so it's non-surgical
It's
procedure, which
non-surgical.
involves donors being contacted, connected to a machine to collect
That's
their stem
correct.
cells
That's correct.
via, an
Uh,
arm, So it'd just
yeah,
be like it'd be in a way it's like giving blood.
it's like giving blood. There's no operation involved, because a lot of people seem to think it's this big horrible operation.
Yeah,
There's
major
no operation.
operation.
Yeah,
You're not under anesthetic or anything like that.
no, 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 not
It's
at all.
like
And
giving blood.
it's like giving blood, and they just take the stem cells from that person's blood who's a match, and it just goes back into me. And so that donor wouldn't be actually losing any blood whatsoever. They'll be doing a great job to help me and to help others. There's no operation. It's a simple procedure, just being hooked up to the machine, and just to take the blood, take what they need from the blood, and that's it. I know there might be a few. I think the person would have a few injections just to stimulate those stem cells, and that's it.
Okay. It does sound quite simple. Um,
It
is it?
is.
Is it? Is it? It? Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, because I give blood, or I have to give blood in terms of having blood tests
Yeah,
every 3 months. Because of a condition, um, and within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I'm in and I'm out. So if it's as simple as that, then you know we would let me do this to camera. So we would urge you to go and pretend like you're giving blood, and basically you could be helping somebody like Brenda to overcome this situation. Now, Brenda, can this be done at any hospital? Walk us through. How would somebody go about doing this? Can you go to any hospital? What would you say?
I'm not sure if you can go to any hospital. I'm not sure about, but I know. I think some hospitals are set up to do it. I think UCLH, just as much as I know. But the main way to get to donate is to go on the Anthony Nolan Register and obviously the DCKMG. I think there's another black organisation. That's as much as I know.
Okay. What I would say is check out the ACLT website. They will definitely have all the information that you need to be able to donate your stem cell. That's what this is all about, really. It's about getting as many donors as possible to come forward and to donate your stem cells. And hopefully, it's about finding that match, isn't it?
That's
It's about
correct.
doing that.
In the
Yeah.
match,
All right.
which is a
So,
complicated. It's all biological. Yeah, yeah. It's just to get that perfect match, and
yeah.
it will make a big difference to my life. You know, to extend my life and to just give me
Okay.
the opportunity to just keep on living.
If you was to get a donor to come forward and there were to be a match by the end of this week, how
That would
would
be
you
wonderful. That
how
would
would you
be.
feel?
I would be over the moon. I would, I would have to just thank God, just bringing somebody for. I mean, every day I'm praying that there's going to be a match. Every day since they said that I will need a match, I've been praying. So I'm not giving up hope. I'm still hopeful.
Praise God. Praise God. Remain hopeful. Remain hopeful.
I am.
God is a good God that wants his people to be healthy. The Bible tells us that by 39 stripes we receive our healing. So that's what we declare for your life today, Brenda. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for taking time out to talk to us today. Really appreciate you,
That's
and we're
Thank you
looking forward to
for having me.
the next interview that we do together when a donor is found and stem cell match
Thank
comes
you.
together.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Is there anything that you want to say to anybody before you go? Is there anything that you want to say?
I'm just asking the Black community, African Caribbean community, to please, 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 just donate blood. It's not much to ask. It's no operation involved. It's just a simple procedure, not just to help me, but to help. There's thousands and thousands of people from the Black community or ethnic minority community that will need blood. So please just give blood and to just help me and to help others. Because I'm not going to be the only person who's going to be making a public announcement for this. There's going to be others. So just help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brenda. I really do appreciate you.
That's all right. Thank you very much for having
You're
me.
welcome. You're welcome. Well, there you go. My guest on the program today, um, Brenda McKenzie, who is a mother of three, and she's in need of our help. I am going to go out of my way to see what I can do personally because I don't believe in saying something and not doing it myself. So I'm going to go out of my way
Okay.
to see if I can be a match. So I will do
That'd
that.
be great.
For now, for now, thank you for watching. Until the next one, take care.
Thank